like good, we do cardio. I bang like Mario, cause stress likes the cardio. But that catches party on.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the vlog, Building the Brand. This is episode 5, and in this episode, one of the things we're going to be doing is going over what's the best protein powder for you. So for everyone who's curious what the differences are between each protein, which one's good for men or women, if there's a difference, what you should look for when you come to a supplement store, this video will help you immensely with your protein game. So we're outside Popeyes Supplements here in Winnipeg, and we're going inside to show you guys exactly what protein you should get. So let's go. Whoa. What's going on?
Not much.
What's going on?
Just chilling.
DJ was just here.
DJ was?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, so one of the first types I do want to talk about will be vegan proteins. So as you can imagine, these ones will contain no animal products or byproducts. They'll all be from natural plant sources. So if you're looking to go that route, or if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, these would be an option for you as well. One of the main things that people do look for if they aren't any of those like vegan or vegetarian is the digestive help that this can do. If you do have digestive problems that you get from the dairy side of the proteins, these can kind of help alleviate that, as well as they may have some other sources of protein that you may be looking for to get in your diet, as well as some other nutrients or vitamins that you may look for that the other proteins may not have. So depending on which brand you go with, it does change from, you know, company to company, but overall there's a general idea, and they're all just going to stem from natural plant sources. When it does come to vegan proteins, though, many of them do taste very well. Like, you do have some that are more popular for taste, like the Beyond Yourself or the Ghost. Even Blessed here does taste very well, but some of them will taste more organic, more earthy, just because it is obviously from a plant, and it's a little more natural. So flavor, if you're big on that, these may not be a thing to go for. And if you are curious and you are big on flavor or picky for flavor, you might want to ask someone that works here at Popeyes, and they'll give you a breakdown on what's kind of the best for flavor. But if you are watching this video and you're curious, these guys here, the Beyond Yourself, are probably one of my top pick, as well as the Ghost, just because Ghost does focus on extremely well flavoring their products. Their supplements are all extremely well flavored, and got some really cool ones like peanut butter cereal milk, chocolate cereal milk. We got banana pancake batter. There's lots of really cool ones, as well as these guys too. There's some really cool flavors. So those would be my top 2 for the vegan proteins. All right, so I'm gonna break down a few of the main types of proteins. So you will have your whey proteins, you will have your isolates, you have your caseins or promosils, and you do have your gainers. So we're gonna be talking about what each one kind of does and the differences between them as well. So the first one here is a whey protein. The main difference between these ones and, say, an isolate is, if you imagine like ground beef, and you imagine your lean ground beef to your regular ground beef, the whey will be like your regular ground beef, and the isolate will be like your lean ground beef. So a little bit lower on sugar, carbs, and fats, and a little bit better for digestion as well. So if you do have stomach issues or digestive issues, there are some that are really good when it comes to isolates for digestion, as well as some that have probiotics to help you with your gut flora and everything like that for digestion as well. So they take it up a little notch. I'll show you guys the main differences though between the two, because it's not much, but it can be a big difference. So PVL, a very popular brand, Canadian brand, I'll be showing you the difference between this one. So I'll take one of their chocolates, and I'll take it over here to show you guys one of the isolate chocolates. So these two, those contain probiotics in here to help with your gut, like I was talking about. So you can see the first main difference here when it comes to the protein. So in the isolate, you'll be getting 27 grams of protein, and in here you'll only be getting 24 in the whey. That's because these isolates are filtered extra time, allowing for a little bit more protein in the scoop, a little bit more pure of a product. So let me find the ingredient list here. So you see the breakdown here. So your fats for a whey protein will be 3, and in the iso you're getting 1. In the isolate for carbs, you'll be getting 2. With protein 27, and in here you'll be getting carbs 8, and protein will be 24. So a little bit lower for protein, a little bit higher in sugar, carbs, and fats as well. So let's look at the sugar content. where is it here? 2 grams, and in here it's less than 1. So it's not going to be the biggest difference, but if you are looking to diet down, if you are looking for a bulk, if you are on a bulk or something like that, these can obviously make a difference in your journey. So it's not going to be the biggest, you know, if you do say go with a whey and you are on a cut, it's not going to be the make or break of your results, but it can help. It can be a good tool in your tool belt to kind of push the needle in the right direction a little bit, a little more aggressive. All right, so over here you will find the casein proteins or the Promacil. So basically what these guys are in a nutshell are just slower digesting proteins. So you're gonna get a few types in each one, but you can see on here they give a little breakdown just so you guys can understand a little better. So if it zooms properly, so you got faster digestion is the orange here. You got the modest, which is the light gray here, and the dark gray is the slowest. So you'll have 3 types that will absorb in the body and digest at different rates. So, for example, if you were to take this as opposed to taking a whey protein or an isolate, those ones will digest all at one time. These ones will be more of a sustainable. Some people actually take this before bed so they can have protein in their system through the entire night, kind of help with the muscle building process as well, the recovery process. There's a few other things, but depending on your goals, most people will just stick to an isolate or a whey. This is kind of if you're looking for that above and beyond, taking it to the next level and kind of changing the way you specifically get in your nutrition. All right, so back here we got all the gainers. The one thing I do want to tell you guys about gainers is many people will come in and they'll be talking about, you know, I took this and it didn't work. I picked one of them up, it said it allowed for this many calories and it didn't work. One of the main things that they tend to do when that doesn't work is they stop eating the foods that they're eating. Now, these are a great tool to add to get you in that surplus to grow, to get you in that surplus to actually make these a gainer. But if you're just using them as a meal replacement, you're not actually eating the meals as well. You can do 2 things. You can either continue to eat those meals so you are in that surplus, or you can take one of these and you can have double the scoops, triple the scoops. You got to space it out though. Your body won't absorb all the nutrients in there at one time, so you do got to space it out. But if you are using it just as, which is most common, people will stop eating the meals, they'll take these and kind of just switch out what they're doing. So you're not going to be putting yourself in a surplus, you're going to just be maintaining. So let's say, for argument's sake, you need 2,000 calories to remain the same as you are right now. Now those 2,000 calories, if you take away 1,000 from the foods you're not eating anymore and you add 1,000 of this, you're just back at that 2,000. Now if you maintain that 2,000, add one of these in, you'll be in a surplus, which can actually have you seeing the growth that you're desiring. So lots of gainers to choose from. Many will be very close, but just minute differences across the board. So if we look at one of them here, this one, the Mutant Mass, 1,100 calories, 56 grams of protein. You've got the Clean Gainer here, you're getting 30 grams of protein. This one here, again, 30 grams of protein. So lots of them will be very close in the amounts they have. Oh, and that's for the full serve. So depending on which one you go with, there's a few different things depending on the scoop size, but yeah, that's the main just between them. All right, so out of all these proteins, the 3 that I would suggest to anyone, depending on your goals, but we're gonna go over my top isolate, my top whey, and my top gainer. So for right now, one of the top ones that's just taking a few things into consideration. So cost, what you're actually getting in the product, the amount of protein you're actually getting, and the purity of the protein. So there's a few things I take into consideration, but one of the ones I would suggest if you're looking for an isolate would be BioX, their Power Whey isolate, especially in the vanilla flavor, for a few reasons. It's got the most amount of protein that they do carry in the store. It's one of the highest at 31 grams. So if you can see that, if it zooms in properly. So it's not going to, apparently. So 31 grams of protein per scoop. That's one of the highest we do carry in the store, and they do in the store, and it's only in their vanilla. The rest are all 30 grams. They also do have them in the big bags too, if you wanted to go that route, all over there. So that would be my isolate suggestion. Another one, if you're looking for a really good whey, now it's going to be a little bit higher on the sugar content. It's going to be a little bit lower on the protein content because it is a whey, but the flavor is immaculate. Everyone who picks it up 9 times out of 10 absolutely loves it, but that would be Ghost. And one of the reasons is if you are taking a product and you are taking it consistently, it's going to be very daunting if you don't enjoy it and you don't enjoy it thoroughly. Many people will fall off their journey, their progress, if they don't enjoy the products they're taking. So if it's a chore to take the pills, if it's a chore to take the protein powder, if it's a chore to mix it, and then if it doesn't taste good, you're probably not going to stick to it. So one of the ones I would suggest if you're picky for flavor, if you're just kind of getting started, would be Ghost. It will be a little bit higher in cost, but you do pay for the extremely well flavored product. So overall, I'd say that's a really good one to go for. Now we're going to jump into a gainer. All right, so now we're gonna do gainers with Darnell. Here, I'm gonna bring him in. So Matt, what would you choose when it comes to gainers?
So for gainers with a lot of options, I do like to revere around Rapidless Clean Gainer. Reason being, it's really good on its quality, easy digesting carbs, and they're one of the few gainers that actually use like real foods as their carbohydrates rather than simple sugars. And then because of that, it doesn't sacrifice the taste as well. So the flavors with these are really good too. So really good options if you want something that's enjoyable and yeah, they feel like a meal replacement type of gainer. And I know what you're thinking, gainer, I just met her.